Hey everyone, and welcome to another painting video. Today I want to show you how I painted a pink-haired skeleton girl with watercolors and color pencils. And if you're wondering how I always get these vibrant pink tones in my paintings, have a look at the video description for my materials. In my last video, I showed you how to paint a very realistic portrait. But to make an aesthetically pleasing artwork, you don't need to paint realistically really. An illustrative and painterly picture is often more pleasing to the eye from a decorative point of view. If you focus on a beautiful, thought-out color palette, elegant brushstrokes and a great composition, your painting will look so much better than if you focus only on how real a hand looks, for example. So in this video, I show you a painting where I focus more on the design part than on realism and how it looks compared to a realistic painting, which you will see at the end of the video. Now, speaking of different styles, if you like to learn how to paint in a realistic or an illustrative style in all sorts of different mediums, why not join me on Patreon and become one of my students? I have lots of tutorials for you, in which I teach you my painting skills step by step and that help you bring your own ideas to life. Just follow the link in the video description to join me. Now, I always wanted to paint a skeleton girl, but I found it very difficult due to a couple of reasons. Firstly, a normal head on a skeleton body does look weird. To overcome that, it needs to be balanced out with something, like decorative elements, a background, or anything really. Then we have the skeleton itself. It is incredibly hard to find a decent reference for that. All the skeletons I found on the internet had weird, thin bones that were impossible to paint, or they didn't have any shadows, or the wrong shadows, or just looked plain weird. I did found a lot of tattoos of skulls though, but that didn't help me. So, after relentless internet research, I finally found a skeleton that I could use as a reference, which I then cut up and put together in a different way so that it looked nice. I also removed arms and legs because it would just take up too much space in the composition. And since I'm not a big fan of scary paintings, they just stress me out, to be honest, I wanted to balance out the creepiness and picked a really cute girl as a model. And to top it off, I gave her cotton candy pink hair. But because that still wasn't enough cuteness for me, I also added colorful flowers everywhere. Now the composition made sense and was pleasing to the eye. In the past, it was kinda difficult for me to tell if a mockup is good to go, but over time I learned a trick. When I get excited when I look at my artwork, it is good. When I get bored, however, I need to change something. So I'm very aware of my mood while I work on a mockup or a painting, and this does the trick for me every time. The last thing, which was challenging with this type of motif, is the amount of detail. We have the face, the skeleton, the hair, and all those flowers. Here, it's really important to simplify and divide the painting into main areas and what they are supposed to do for the artwork. The flowers, for example, are only there to give the artwork color and shape the design, so they don't need to be detailed. The skeleton, on the other hand, has to be detailed because this is what its main identifying aspect is. The same with the face. More specifically, the features that are important to make it look pretty. Eyes, lips, nose, and also bright fresh colors for the skin. I didn't want this already quite complicated motif to look heavy with lots of watercolor layers or color pencils. So after identifying these key factors, I followed the rules that I set for myself for this painting. Keeping it fresh, colorful, and most importantly, don't rush it. And now I will leave it at that, and I hope you enjoy watching the rest of the video.